I actually don't call it research. I call it my mission. I think it's a fairly new field because many of us who started in this field didn't really know how to measure it, how to track it, how to go about it. There was a lot of opinion in the field and more evidence needed to be obtained, and that has been my mission, is to develop evidence in the field, understand how to transfer these patients to the adult services in a well-informed, well-prepared manner.
So my research is in long-term transplant outcomes in peds nephrology. So specifically, we're looking at non-HLA antibodies and their impact on long-term transplant outcomes. I was attracted to that just because transplant is it's a rewarding experience, and it seems like it really changes lives. So making transplants last longer was an appealing question to try to get at for me.
Most of what I do is in a collaborative spirit. So on a local level, I collaborate with a lot of our basic scientists because it's really important that when we're studying things in a test tube and a petri dish, that the end result is something that matters for our patients, and so we have to have clinical data to tie to that. And so I collaborate with a lot of individuals with translational research type projects. I have a lot of just purely clinical studies, so I'm either a principal investigator or co-principal investigator on several clinical trials.
And then my other area of research is in racial and ethnic disparities and access to transplant, and most of it's really related to social determinants of health, so things like poverty. And so I'm looking at variations in access and outcomes to transplant and how the life that we have at home and in our communities impacts our ability to have the best health that we can. So I'm trying to identify risk factors for that so that I can identify some interventions to make a difference.
My special interests are in nephrotic syndrome, which is probably the most common chronic condition we see, but also chronic kidney disease and finding ways to slow down the progression of kidney disease to maintain as normal quality of life for our patients as possible.
And after realizing how much I enjoyed both ICU care and then spending time abroad in Haiti, so in an underdeveloped area, I saw that there was a great need for better understanding and treatment of acute kidney injury, that there really is no peritoneal dialysis, at least in Haiti, and I think in a lot of other underdeveloped countries, and so that really my interest in ICU care, and then in this lack of really good structure for acute kidney injury in a lot of underdeveloped countries made me realize that that's really where I want my focus to be.
I'm very excited about my research right now because we had a big meeting and I gave my presentation yesterday and I got so much cool feedback, and I had really big names in nephrology approaching me telling me they thought my work was interesting, and I was like, so it's really exciting to have put all that kind of time into my research and realize that other people think it's exciting and that I really have a lot to do in that area, and I can really see myself doing this for a long time, and I have the opportunity to really improve the health of these children long term, and so that's very exciting.
So unlike most of the people in pediatric nephrology, my day is basically spent in the laboratory. So a day for me would consist of coming in the morning, doing maybe some literature searches or prepping for the day in my office, and then my lab team typically comes in around 9 a.m. and we discuss kind of like the experiments we're going to do for the day or for the week, and most of the day then is spent performing those experiments and analyzing those results.